Well, thank you very much. Appreciate being here. So I'm going to talk about emerging managers, and people think about emerging managers, thank you very much, in a kind of a funny way. They're just like, oh, these new firms. But the truth is, they're the lifeblood of our industry, and all of us come from emerging managers in one form or another. So I'm going to try and contextualize the emerging manager landscape within the broader landscape and just talk about the roots of our industry and kind of where it's going as quickly as possible. So when I talk about emerging managers, I just want to make sure we define it. And by the way, this is what I spend our whole time on. We look at early stage teams, and that is the focus of our business. So when we talk about the definition of what an emerging manager is, it's a kind of a number of tests. So it's a broad test. It's about groups that are less than 2 billion of AUM. It's groups that have 3 funds or less. And it's groups that have a target fund size of less than $1 billion. So when you think about that, that's actually a pretty broad subset of groups. And that's the common definition. And some are trying to push that up a little more. When you look at how big that universe is, there are a little over 1,500 funds that qualify within this over the past decade or so. And when we started the business, we kind of, we looked at the landscape, and these are all the teams that we've met over the years. So we've met all these teams, we've seen these different groups, and you could see how they spread out. About a third of them are diversified groups. They do pretty much everything, or a couple of different asset classes. The rest are specialists, from multifamily all the way down. If you compare this to the broader landscape, you get a sense of what the broader, like the mature managers, the traditional managers that are out there, this is how they compare. You'll see the big difference between the two, as emerging managers are largely specialists, where mature managers are largely diversified groups. That makes sense. Mature managers are larger. They tend to have larger amounts of AUM, and fewer of them are specialists. The other thing I'd say about the emerging manager universe is that, where do they come from? And you could see, again, we've been tracking these groups for a while, and we can see how it's changed over time. The largest subset of emerging managers are spin-outs from other teams. They come from other firms. And then the next subset are the mature emerging managers. These are groups that are funds 2 or fund 3. And many of them are spin-outs as well. And quite frankly, most of these groups are spin-outs in one form or another. And I guess the point I'm going to try and make is this is a natural evolution of our business. So we always like to have this little schematic, and it just points out that our business is an apprenticeship business. It's about people who get training. They start